Okay, we're going to pan around the area. Oh, it's so cute.
Okay. Ready? Okay. Sorry. Alright, cake. Who doesn't love cake? I do. I love making the children's cakes in my family every year. My nieces and nephews like to tell me what cakes they would like. I've made everything from princess cakes to sports cakes. Today I'll show you how to make and decorate your own baseball cake. To start off, you'll need your cake mix, buttercream icing, Viva paper towels, pastry bag, red food coloring, spatula, fork, a smoother, a round cake pan. First, you'll need to bake the cake according to your directions. I like to use Betty Crocker chocolate because my family and the kids like chocolate. You'll need to have water, vegetable oil, and eggs. To make sure that after you cook the cake, you make sure it's done, you just stick the fork in the cake, pull it out, and if it's clean, then the cake is finished. If not, just put it back in for a couple minutes and pull it back out and just check it again. Next is the cake will need to be cooled. Sorry. The cake will need to be cooled. If it's not properly cooled, then the frosting will melt and everything will fall off. I put mine on a cooling rack for about an hour and then in the freezer for about 20 minutes to harden. Now is the crumb coat. You just take the spatula, some buttercream icing, and just do a thin layer all the way across on top. It can be very thin, the crumbs can show, because we'll cover that up later with your final coat. When you're happy with your crumb coat, you just put it in the freezer for 20 minutes and then bring it back out and we can frost the cake because now it's hardened. When you do your final layer, you'll need to use a lot of frosting for this to cover up any imperfections that you have from the crumbs. You just use your spatula again all the way around. Like I said, you can cover up any imperfections you have. Okay, so after frosting the entire cake, you'll need to smooth the cake. You use a Viva paper towel instead of Bounty because they don't have ridges or anything. You just put the paper towel on top. You take your smoother and you just push down and just do little circles, is what I do. And you do it on the sides as well, all the way around the cake until you're happy with it. Next, you'll need to make your icing. You just need a bowl and red food coloring with your frosting. You can use buttercream icing, that's what I do. Mix it until you're happy with the color. Mix it until you're happy with the color. And make sure that your tip is already in your pastry bag. Put all of it in and just twist, and you can always check it so there's no air bubbles or anything in it as well. The number 3 tip is what you'll need for making the lines on the baseball. It'll help make smooth, consistent lines. Finally, it's time to decorate the cake. I like to move the cake while I'm working to have better control. To make the laces, you'll just need to hold the pastry bag just like this and just push gently, and when you're ready to go, and then when you're ready to stop, you just stop pushing. I do 2 backward semicircles, and you don't want to do it too far apart or too close together so it looks like a baseball. Just like that. And then to finish making the laces, you just do smooth, consistent lines as well, but they're just tiny, small. You just push and let go. I try to make them even on both sides. You just keep going until you're finished. And if for some reason you mess up or you don't like one of the lines, you can always pick it up with your knife or finger or anything, paper towel, to get it off and redo it. I'm shaking pretty bad, so mine are a little messed up. But you just continue this until you're finished. And when you notice that there's no more icing, you just keep twisting the top of the bag to push more of the icing down. I like to try to make it as perfect as possible, but the kids in my family really don't care. They just care that it's cake. So here is the baseball cake with the lines. I know they're not even. It's just because I'm a little nervous.
Good job.
And then you can add any personal touches. You can put your kids' names on it or numbers or anything like that. Children in the family like when I show up with their cakes. They just love their cake in particular. Their faces light up. Is exactly why I do it. In conclusion, by learning how to make and decorate your own children's cakes, birthday cakes, you can add your own personal touches, and you can also save a little bit of money. So here's the cake again. And like I said, you can always redo it, take them off, and redo it. All right, that's it. Thank you.
Good job.